What's up, y'all? Peace, peace. NK Records, y'all. My brother K Rebel. Finna play some new tunes, y'all. Y'all come in, listen to the new music, new lyrics, sounds for your mind, the rhyme for your mind, y'all. So y'all check it out. I'm gonna take a little break for a second, then I'll be right back.
If you ever catch him teaching, it probably be through a song. We choosing a new leader, he seen his face, but nobody believes him, nobody held on to faith. So that's why simple Jesus, remember about the JES, just us redeeming. Today you hear from a saint, we proving. Stand in court and go stick to claim. Only if you a witness, don't try to make up a frame. Don't try to paint a picture, could never be at the same. If you ever catch him teaching, it probably be through a song.
I'm gonna play the whole 5 minutes.
Let's get it out. Let's got that out. Nobody had on to faith. So that's why I said Jesus remember about the J. You on the west side, so you don't stop. Yeah, it's gonna keep stopping. That's just a preview. I got some money. I got Spotify.
You got Spotify?
You can rock it. Yeah, but I still want to pull up that. You gotta send it to me, right?
No, I just go on Spotify and search up my name.
Regular sounds, right? What you got? NK.
What you got on?
NK.
Yeah. See, I got you got it all right there. Y'all want it there or y'all want to speak?
What you doing? No, I don't need to talk about those. Wait, all right, look, I did. Click on
So Pandora
choose 3 more artists.
Yeah.
Dun.
You already had it, huh? You have to do it.
Yeah. I subscribed to that thing. Him and Sister Bridget dropped at the same time almost.
They did?
Mm-hmm. She had her poetry. It was like spoken word.
I've been waiting to tell them about this country shit. I'ma learn you. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do your shit. I wonder why the song start off like that. Y'all enjoy the new music, y'all, with a new song. Enjoy the music, y'all. I'll be right back. Enjoy the music.
I seen him cruising down the street, I bought him feet out in the six. You know I'm from the B, he from the country, yeah, the sticks. The East, the Indian on the borderline of the sip. I don't know why they say he cool, but nobody could hang with him, cause nobody is changing him. So listen to him close. Got a good name with him, but sometimes he can do the most. Can't put the blame on him, you can take it up with your folks. Try to put shame on him, say he walk around with a ghost. Maybe they say the thief, don't know, I won't recall. You got the key, push the button, give him a call. In fact, give me the number, the only one scared is y'all. Now they looking at me, faces ugly, say they appalled. I said no, my mind about to lose it. Every which one of you say he dirty, but can I prove it? Now I see why he stayed to himself and start making music. If you ever come across him, just yell and say what we doing. We cruising, we cruising, we cruising, brother, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, sister, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, my brother, we cruising, sister, we cruising, I say we cruising. Now we got it poppin', don't drop it, we finna snap. Get out your pocket, pay attention. No penny won't pay for raps. Pennies just pay for traps. Don't get caught on the corner. Don't leave her in your lap. If she actually say you don't want her, told her that he alone her. But her persistence was really wicked and twisted. He smelled it in her aroma, leaving him in the coma. Knew something was up her sleeve. She knew he was a stoner. She baited him with the trees. Now he want him to squeeze. But just a drop of that juice will make him believe in something he'll never see. Like a J could never be G, F could never be P. Don't get caught in the letters. Just tell him don't drink the tea. Tell him turn off the V. I know it can be soothing, but tell him hop on the beat. We can jam it out to the music. I heard they say he producing, bumping and making sounds. Ask him say what we doing. If you see him around, say we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, brother, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, sister, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, my brother, we cruising, sister, we cruising, I say we cruising, we cruising. Grab a mic and he say let's do it. You might can catch him grooving. His move is some of the smoothest, but you can even do it. It's easy, follow along. If you ever catch him teaching, it probably be through a song. We choosing a new leader. He seen his face, but nobody believes him. Nobody held on to faith. So that's why sin was Jesus. Remember about the J-E-S, just us redeeming. Today you hear from a saint. We proving. Stand in court and go stick to claim. Only if you a witness. Don't try to make up a frame. Don't try to paint a picture. Could never be at the same as original frame lizards that actually see the pain, actually see the game. So what's gonna happen? We stand up to take some action. This passion behind the lit is flame. Holler the name if you know it, abuse it. A story about a saint that found the one who is ruling. Now we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, brother, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, sister, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, my brother, we cruising, sister, we cruising, I say we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, brother, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, sister, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, we cruising, my brother, we cruising, sister, we cruising, I say we cruising. Hop straight up on my, I say hop straight up on my. We be fly, some say I don't know why. We stay fly, we be high. Hop straight up on my, no lie. I say hop straight up on my, know why. We so fly, we so hop straight up on my feet, ain't had no time trying to brush my teeth because I wanted this rhyme to be as funky as the beat. Now as you see, we got the key. If you know me, we bout to use it. Jamming out to the music, make something to get you moving. Poppin', locking and grooving. This how you know it's us. Pop some how to be fuming. So listen, this you can't touch. Last song we cruising, but today we on the bus. Not to say we improving, just saying we on the ups. Fly. Some say I don't know why. We stay fly. We be high. Till no lie. Don't know why. We so fly. We so fly. Better be ready like the first day of school. Might be your worst day of school because your shirt ain't too cool. Maybe your pants look a fool. To them you might be dirty. Your girl thought he was smooth, so he gon' keep getting up early. Waking up with the birdies, humble as a bee. Not even 7:30. He can't wait for her to see. Moving like it was urgent. Gotta get fresh and clean. Holla, say if you heard it. Bell is about to ring. Fly. Some say I. One more time. Don't know why. We gonna do this one more time. We stay fly. We be high. Till no lie. Don't know why. We so fly. We so fly. Now that the class is started, quick to grab her seat. She knew that he was an artist. She tell it by how he speak. Not a part at all. Don't care if you don't agree. But later there is a party where everybody will see and everybody will sing. Cause deep down in the message reflecting about a king. But one day in his section he saw Miss Magdalene. Now yes, he's well protected cause she led him to connect to the vine of the King of Kings. Fly. Some say I don't know why. We stay fly. We be high. Till no lie. Don't know why. We so fly. We so fly. Like an artist painting the picture, we fly. Just like a fresh pack of pencils he used to scribble, we high. To get to this level is really simple. Walking by letters, you'll never get to this mental. Like an artist painting the picture, we fly. Just like a fresh pack of pencils he used to scribble, we high. To get to this level is really simple. Walking my letters will never get to this mental. Fly. Some say I don't know why. We stay fly. We be high. Till no lie. Don't know why. We so fly. We so fly. Step, 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 Stepping, please don't reject it, just hit this move. First with the left, you gon' stick it and dip it like it's food. Same with the right, if you listen, everything will go smooth. If you can keep it cool, you two can hit the groove. After 1, 2, we gon' keep it simple, do it again. Turn with your left and another, but don't do a whole spin. Now with your right, you gon' twist it to line up with your friend. Maybe you catch a blend, don't know it all depends. What you gon' spend, pay attention, don't lose your mind. In this dimension, we so addicted to watch your time. With all this crime, people crying, not for your help. Follow the line, stay in order, complete the step, 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 I say we stepping all the way across the country. You might get less than the beat, cause When I play it get bumping, he onto something. Can't you see they waving their hands? If you believe it, you can achieve it. Do your little dance. Now grab a fan, pop it. Only if you a lady, if you a man. Hold your pants and don't act crazy. And don't be lazy on the floor. You gotta bust a move like back in the 80s. A real player hit you with twos or maybe threes. King George, she said it best. No disrespecting a woman when they don't want it fixed. Stick out your chest, keep it pushing. It's gonna be cool. Don't be depressed when you see the next. You know what to do. Step, 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 step. Go down, step, 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 lead, step. You see us, we step, 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 step. Go down, step, 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 lead, step. You see us, we step, 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 step. Go down, step, step, step. Step, step, lead, step. You see us, we step, 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 step.
It blocked me already, y'all. Turn your camera off. They restricted my live. I'm just playing music, man.
Hey, hello? Hey, this real?
We stepping it, we turning it up, y'all. What's up, y'all? What's up? Peace, peace.
Gotta be, bro. Yeah. When I speak to try something different. I ain't trying to yell it to tell it, brother. I just need your attention. Be a man ain't gonna get you a missus. So life can be well represented. But don't go nowhere yet. I ain't finished. We fixing the earth and it's just the beginning. Get rid of your linen, cause this cotton got a better story. It got a big business, but nobody give Abyssinians glory. And by glory, I mean recognition to the one who came back to restore. If you mad, most likely you wicked. Don't miss it. This mission gonna be mandatory. What? I mean, it's gonna happen regardless. Don't believe it. Snapping and grabbing rocks to see who can hit the hardest. He say he won't beef with the meat, go to sleep cause that thought ain't the smartest. We the sharpest. We'll cut you so deep with this heat, so please don't get us started. With that organ, and they huffing about nothing cause no one can say what they seen. Try to take the subject out the wheel.
What's up, family? What's up? Peace, peace. Like I said, I got in the house, so peace, family. Peace. Yeah, welcome. Share the live, y'all. You know that. I already recorded my live, so.
You gotta make that make sense,
So we gonna keep turning it up, y'all. Reporting live from Africa. Reporting live from Africa. Nairobi, Kenya, y'all. Nairobi, Kenya. Peace, y'all.
Grab a knob and give it a turn. Just a little bit more so you can hear the message and maybe you'll learn. It's their time to go, but we reject it cause we not concerned. Or even consider that God gonna be with us to judge and discern the return of the spirit coming through a vessel so we'll get the picture. No, it's not a wrestle with your flesh and blood, it's gonna be with your mental. Make it simple. The imagination can go far, that might leave you crippled. And exaggerating conversations that make us a nation that need a new temple. Watch the ripple. At first it be little, but soon it's gonna be the new wave. Right now you might
welcome in, y'all. For all the people that's coming in, welcome. I got some new guests in the house.
To be paid. Just sit down somewhere and go behave. Do what your mama saying, fix your face. For the Father come and fix it for you. See the image within your big brother. Change the way you live and it gets set for supper. So when you find your significant other, your mind will be true and uncovered. And nobody can touch you. We gotta do that one more time. When you notice,
appeal, not a plea.
when you notice, we don't try to stop it. That fight you won't win. We did islands, we dropping nobody topping, cause it's swift and it's smooth like the wind. He say he's straight out of college from colonizers. Now he authorized, I say when. Cause it's prophesied that the most I can send him a son to come speak in the end. Yeah, I said
beat five.
this repetition is so we can finally get it, and then the revolution can begin. But if you listen, we in it, the enemy splitting that itch into
It's only the beginning of the music, y'all. It's only the beginning, man. It's only the beginning.
For the man, he'll do a spin, but he won't stand for his own kin. So I'm sorry, no, I can't pretend. Your forbearance, no, I can't extend. And if you embarrassed, get out of the blend. This a war what you don't comprehend. Walk with the spirit or walk with the pen. And watch the one that you commend. Now that the sun is ascending, he gonna be lifted with a handful of witnesses, making doctors to cure out of sicknesses. If you watch him, you'll know what the business is. Here's a letter to all of the citizens. Be strong and have hope. And you know that was dope. I might have got you that time. I might have got you that time. I'll just play it again if I can get it. Y'all know we have to speak, cause
So y'all, that's for my brother NK K Rebel, y'all. Check him out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Y'all check it out, y'all.
everybody wanna know.
What we finna do by it?
I guess I'm explaining myself to siblings for the process.
What we gonna do by it?
You can just go and get a new shoe bag. It's hypocrites in the system, I you should know about it. They paint the picture who did it, then holler nobody. But it's religion, they got us this, they got nothing to show about it. I mean to show for it. How you a Christian, Jehovah's Witness, or Hebrew from Israel, but got the same story. The only difference, not the one that wishing he's a lieutenant. So he gets no glory. I thought you knew Corey. You say he flew, but can't prove it like Dory. Who's best allegory? I listen for your mind. Apprehended good, bad and poor. Snack ain't good for stores. We got the eats. That and rat-a-tat-tat, if you hear we got the beats. And no, I'm not just rapping, I don't really like to speak. But you wanna see something happen, got to stand up on your feet. So
What we finna do? What we finna do? What we finna do?
what we gonna do, bro?
What we finna do? I said what we finna do?
Like,
What we finna do?
what are we gonna
I said
do?
what we finna do? We gon' do bad. What is we gon' do bad? I say what we finna do bad.
Like, be for real. How much blood do the people gotta spill until the cup run over? Well, it's been overfilled. The devil live on his shoulders. In fact, he cut a deal. A Roman soldier, but he know he probably never will. So I never chill until this message can answer all of your questions without you taking another pill. Knock out your blessings, cause right now you protected by the true steppers with the weapon to help us, and we'll never kneel. Trying to tell you that we'll never stop, so I'ma do my best to make sure this track is on every block and everybody just grab it now and turn it up to the top. And now we got you rocking and now might as well popular because you know it now. And now we rolling like what they say about motion to Babylon to keep on her socks. She having fun, ain't no more ocean to soak and tell her keep hoping, but her curse will be broken open all on the top. Like really, cause time is ticking. This dimension, huddle up. If you feel me, it's 4 inches. We can kick it, but for what? We ain't got nothing else to lose. I'm knocking on the bus like I got something else to prove. Now get out the way, you better move. We bout to run the play and the safety's not that dude. Gon' run it through their face, not ready. Break, we gon' too. I'ma do just what it takes for to make it. What you gon' do?
What we finna do bad. What we finna do bad.
We gon' say one more thing.
I said what we finna do bad.
If you ain't understand by now,
What we
it's
finna
time to do something.
I said what we finna do bad. We gon' do bad. What is we gon' do bad? I said what we finna do bad. We finna do.
Keep playing like records break.
Angel up so
But you praying, somebody save him. I can't hate him, cause he's stuck in delusion. Somebody gave him, Lord forsake him. He just ate a little fruit and somebody paid him. With stacks, some worthless pieces of paper. I asked him how he did it. He said just ask for a favor from a neighbor to a neighbor. Put every hand in the pot and tell them that they say you're waiting in the parking lot. They know he not, but from a spot they go kill. And after all that hooping and hollering, they'll want them a meal. Can't tell them to heal, cause they just bit the blue $100 bill. So they'll be hot if they see that you ain't got nothing to give. But we can fix it, just give them a box of chicken and a biscuit.
So what's up,
If
man?
they don't, then we did it. This is people. Whether you dripping in fringes or a suit, if you a witness to the wicked, time to stand for the truth. What you gonna do?
What we finna do bad. What we finna do bad. What we finna do bad. I say what we finna do bad. What we finna do bad. I say what we finna do bad. We gon' do bad. What is we gonna do bad?
What's up? What's up, y'all? Let's see, what time it is over there in the States?
Yeah. What we gonna do?
Oh, it's 4:30. 4:30, y'all. Well, I'm reporting from Africa where it's 11:39. Actually, kind of late for me. But I just came up here, y'all to give some energy out. Keep the algorithm pumping. Even though they trying to block the page, y'all. They don't want the truth to get out. But like I say, man, it's a fire that can't get put out, y'all. So if you're in y'all family to share the live, see if we get a few people in here. If not, the presence was felt. The message was spoken. And it's another day to let them know the fire's still burning. The fire is still burning. So what's up, y'all? What's going on? Over here in the motherland, y'all, just observing, paying attention. I actually got a chance to meet a great brother today. I don't want to chop his name up, but I know they call him PLO. I posted it on all my platforms. It's just good to meet someone who really real. I didn't even have an appointment with the brother. I had no appointment. He's just he's a well-known brother. A lot of people know him from social media and the things that he speaks. And if you ever wasn't gonna check him out, he speaks some real stuff, and you could tell he's standing behind that because, like I said, I didn't have an appointment, and I was able to sit down and speak with the brother. Like I say, man, it was a great thing. Real humble man. Like I say, you can tell he's real. So we're definitely looking to do more things. Hopefully. But like I said, I did get a chance to meet him. That was a milestone for someone on that caliber for to have that interaction, right there, because like I said, a lot of people talk, but you can't even go sit down with them. You see, it's a lot of people running their mouth right now, but you can't even sit down with them and have a conversation. Because the first thing they want to say, what you believe in, I don't believe in that. Half of the people don't even want to see it. Like, man, hey, I'm having something, man. Come holler at me. Let's create a round table. This is something I've been saying. Let's us create a round table with all the leaders coming together. You think it ever happened? Or I guess I don't get enough views, so didn't nobody hear me. Let me get my water right quick. So, like I said, y'all. So like I said, y'all, man, the real ones, man. The real ones have an open platform. They don't have nothing to hide. They're not hiding from no one. And that's one thing I can say about the brother, man. Like I say, to not have an appointment to sit down and talk to me, a person you don't know, shows, you're a stand-up guy about what you speak. You just ain't talking it, you also walking it. And like I say, it goes to show you a lot of our leaders, you don't see none of these leaders trying to gather other leaders. And when you really think about it, y'all, like I tell people all the time, the awakening most of the time is not really for you to awake other people. The awakening is for you to shape and form yourself so you can play the position that God called you to play. That's something I had to learn. So a lot of people think the awakening is really just, oh, I'm awake now, so I'm going to have the power to go awake. When you really think about superheroes don't try to make other people superheroes. What do they focus on? Saving the people. Fighting evil, fighting corruption, fighting unrighteousness. And if you stay focused, because that's what you've been called to do, if you have been so-called chosen. That's why I say, man, you get into the book of Enoch. I love that chapter where it talk about how the sheep is going to grab a sword and chase. I can't remember exactly what they say, but I'm paraphrasing a little bit, where it says they're going to chase the evil ones. They're going to chase the corrupt ones. They're going to chase the agents of darkness with the sword that they have been given. So like I say, y'all, it's just, man, if you understand this stuff from this level, if you call yourself a leader right now, you don't want to talk with other leaders, but you want to just talk with the crowd, you know what you're doing it for. We simply know what you're doing it for. You're doing it for a seat. You're not doing it for the people. A shepherd dog don't chase the wolves because what? Because it wants somebody to clap. The shepherd don't chase the dogs off because they want a praise and a clap and a pat on the back and birthday cakes and the best seat. The shepherd dog go after the wolves because that's his job. How somebody say, man, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job, man. But you got all these shepherds out here, they want the what? They want the best seat. They want certain titles. They have put certain stuff on their name. I can read a scripture right now where it says Christ gonna make the priest. It's in the book. But everybody a priest. Everybody a certain kind of priest. Everybody's a deacon. We say, all that gonna come from Christ. Yeah, that's in the book. That's in the book that they read and made themselves what they call themselves. Man, I do not come from Africa. Well, good for you, bro. I do. I do. And for you to say African Americans don't. Now you can say some African Americans don't. Hey, if that's what you want to hold on to, hold on tight. But just to make a statement to say African Americans don't come from Africa, man, that's a bold statement. That's a bold. You ever been to Africa? You know how many people you see look like you? Like this is stuff we will say, most of us, and never came to Africa. But if you was to come to Africa right now, you'll see so many people look like you. That never been to America. How they look like you? So like I say, man, people, like I said, it's information out here to divide us, y'all. It's information, but it's information out here to bring us together. It's which one you gonna choose. The best animals come from Africa. Just can anybody know, especially the brother that say, man, I don't come from Africa. Name me, if you still in here watching, name me the best animals in the world, according to your book. Name me the best, strongest, baddest animals in the world. Name them for me. If you still in here and like you a good typer, just let me know the biggest and baddest animals and let me know where they come from. Shots on the line was good. I bet you ain't gonna type that, huh? You know, so people, when you look at government, y'all, and this is something, just to point on. Most government buildings have a lion, right? Most buildings have a lion on it, right? Where does lions come from? The same place the Bible come from. The lions come from the same place the Bible come from. And the lions are head of damn near every government building right now. You see a lion. Even at most people's doorsteps, you see a lion. You're like, well, fuck, where all these lions come from? I guess information was spreading. I guess Israel did say what the Bible said. Israel stayed, Judah left. Judah stayed, Israel left. So they go to show you how we went wandering all around the world, creating what we came from. But God said it wasn't going to last because what we was doing when we was traveling all these places. See, a lot of people think when Israel was traveling everywhere, Israel, they didn't take 1 million people with them. They took a few people and was mingling with other nations. Doing stuff with other nations, as the Bible said, whoring around. So when you look at lion, the lion ain't all over the world. So if the lion on front of all these government buildings, then why? Because every government started with God. This is why it's called the Solomonic dynasty. It's the wisdom of God. It's the wisdom that's above the world. It's the wisdom that bound up all spirits. But what happened to the Solomonic dynasty? They fell because what did they do? They went home. They married too many things. So like I say, y'all, this is a simplified story, man, that, like I say, we all can hold on to. But you don't want to throw your bread away. You don't want to throw the bread with yeast away. This is what Moses commanded us. When it's time for God feast, you're supposed to get rid of all your bread out your houses. But you read scripture, so you put more bread in your house. So now you can't accept God's bread. So we read the story of Solomon falling, not understanding the allegorical meaning of these things. And like I say, we don't, connect ourselves to the prophecy. We connect ourselves to the wisdom of man and its teachings, That really throws, man, a beautiful, beautiful time, y'all. This is a beautiful time, man. It's really a time for celebration. People always talk about the holy days and the holidays and how it's a celebration. You notice you celebrate at the holidays, the Hebrews having a celebration at their holy days. But if we truly knew what God had on the table for us, man, it'll be up. Y'all, words can't explain. And like I said, when the scripture says, the thought haven't entered man. Let me get it. I don't want to chop it up. Let me say this. How that scripture go? The thought never entered man's mind. The things that God has prepared for us, Bible verse. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians, but it's also written in the Old Testament. I'm just going to read 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 2 and 9. Let me see if I can get the KJV, yo. That what they lied. That what they lied. That what they lied. Let me get the KJV, y'all. KJV. Okay. So it says, 1 Corinthians 2 and 9, it says, however, it is written, what no eye has seen and what no ear has heard and what no human mind has conceived. Again, and I ain't finished it. What no eye has seen, nobody seen Jesus. Jesus was no ear has heard, nobody has heard the gospel. That's why I tell people the New Testament was written as a foreshadow of what was going to be told to you while the new covenant was bringing in. It was going to come from the generation of Joseph, as Moses prophesied in Genesis. So when I be saying the New Testament is a foreshadow, people be like, oh man, what the hell is you talking about? I just don't. That's why I have stuff like this. Because nothing has happened. Nobody seen nothing. Nobody heard nothing until what? The new comes. So it say, what no eye has seen. Well, I'm going to start at verse 1. However, as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love him. Now you notice it says God. That's because we got a lot of false teachers that are going around and saying what Jesus is God, not understanding Christ will be the image of the Father, because God chose Christ, which will be a living vessel. Christ don't choose God. God choose Christ. This is why you don't have no images of God. Because if you have images, you're gonna what? Love the creature, which is what God created, but you're gonna hate the creator. This is why everybody loves Christ. Because they have created an image for God, and now they're loving the image, but hating the creator. Because God in the flesh, and they hate it. You know, and this is why it's written, it says in the scriptures, those who hate me. Those who hate me, Bible verse. If you go to Psalm 69 and 4, I guess. You so confused. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna let you up. Guess, let me read the scripture, then I'll let you up. It says, they that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. They that would destroy me, being my enemies wrongfully, are mighty. Then I restore that which I took not away. That's not the one I wanted, but that's a verse that talks about those who hate God. Damn. It's a scripture where it says, unto the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, Bible verse. Yeah, I want the Deuteronomy 5 and 9. Deuteronomy 5 and 9. I'm going to let you up after this, guess, if you're still there. Deuteronomy 5 and 9 says what? You know, I got to read scriptures down because, you know, people are going to try to say, well, I didn't have the scripture. So it says, I'm in, Deuteronomy 5 and 9. I'm in the KJV. That's what they lie. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. Them that hate me. Like it says, God is visiting the iniquity of our fathers. See, a lot of us don't know what the iniquity of our fathers is. I tell people it's simple. They ain't listen. Our forefathers didn't listen. It's just that simple. They didn't listen to the prophets. They didn't. It wasn't about them reading scriptures. It wasn't about them praying. It wasn't about them going to church. They simply didn't listen to the prophets. That's what the iniquity. That's what the sin. That's what the breaking of the law. That's what all that was when it come to our forefathers. So in our times, what we are doing, It says, visiting the iniquity of the fathers. A lot of us don't know what the iniquity of the fathers is. Upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. I think that's go to 400 years, the completion. Them that hate me. So the third and fourth generation was what? You're gonna hate God. That's the prophecy generation. You know. But I gotta guess, y'all. So let's see if the brother's still up here. So let's get him up here. He's been waiting.
What's up, bud?
What's going on, man?
There's a couple of major discrepancies about what you're saying.
Okay, let's slow down and hopefully we can have a decent dialogue and we'll see who got the sharpest sword. So
Okay. I guess let me ask you a question real quick. Let me ask you the question real quick. Then.
hold on. We got to slow down. I want to make sure I want to get a foundation before you ask me questions. I want to know where you stand, and you can ask me whatever question you can. But it says African Americans come from Africa. Do you believe that?
No, I know that's not true at all. It's impossible.
Okay. So my next question: Do the African Americans come from Israel?
No, there ain't no such thing. There's no such thing. These stories were stolen from the mound builders. That's how you know we don't come from Africa, because there are no mounds in Africa. There are no mounds in Africa.
Have you ever been to Africa?
I know more about Africa than you do. I mean, that's a fact.
Bro, I got a simple question, bro. Hey.
There are no mounds. It's a fact, brother.
Let me get
the documents. Let me get the documents. I'll provide the documents.
Brother. My question was, have you been to Africa? That's just a yes or no. You might know more than me. That's not you might know more than me. You know,
why would I go to Africa when I gotta take a malaria shot and a yellow fever jab just to go there? Why would I go there? It doesn't make sense. I don't need to go there. What's in Africa that I'm gonna see?
So I want to ask you this: did you take a shot to keep your job for COVID?
No. I was always an entrepreneur. So no.
Okay.
I didn't take none of that.
Lucky you. Me either. I didn't have to. So
lucky, very intelligent.
Okay, hold on. I know because we got off on the wrong foot. So, have you ever heard the word Negus? You ever heard of that word?
Yes, Negos. Yes, the Negos comes from the Maya.
Okay. Now, where do that name originate from?
Comes from the Maya. I'll have the document to prove that also.
So,
yeah, as you can see here.
Hold up. So, why was a king proclaiming to be Negus in the 1800s, and he was in East Africa?
Because they were taking Aboriginal American mound builders, because we're the ones who actually have the knowledge. You see, like Cahokia Mound, the same people who built Cahokia Mound built Chichen Itza. You see what I'm saying? So the mound builders are the pyramid builders. Africa don't have no mounds at all.
Hold up. You going too far. I know, but you going too far. I'm just trying to say. Why was a man?
Now I asked a couple. I answered your question. Let me ask you.
Hold up. You didn't answer my question. I simply said there was a man proclaiming to be Negus in the 1800s. And look, his father, his mother was also from East Africa. So I just want you to explain to us how, because show me somebody that was proclaiming to be the Negus in America.
What does that have to do with anything? And the Maya's name was, the real name of the Maya was the Danavas, Danavas, and they were known as the Naga or the Negos. So that term has went around the globe right now. Like, we were always called the kings, like Amaru Khan or American. That means the kings too. So they changed that to Khan, and other people are calling themselves the Khans today. So, I mean,
so did America have a king? So I want to ask you this.
But let me be clear though. Let me be clear. Noah's boat was made out of gopher wood, which is unique to one stream on the planet, which is the Apalachicola River right here in Florida. So there's no way that these things come from Africa. It's
You
impossible.
believe
Let me get you
believe
that
Noah built
document.
a boat? Hey, you believe
Let
Noah
me
built a
get you the
boat?
document. I got the document to
Hold
prove
up,
it,
hold up,
man. You're
hold
just
up.
sitting up here on
Brother,
trust me, bro.
brother. My question was, do you believe Noah built the boat?
I don't believe in belief. I'll show the document.
Brother, well, do you know? Are you telling me you know
I
Noah
know what
actually
Noah's
built
real
the
name
boat?
is. Noah's real name was not Noah. Noah's real
Hey, hold
name
up.
was
Hey,
Koshkosh.
brother, listen.
So you asking a loaded
Listen,
question.
listen, brother. You are pulling up documents that you didn't find and you didn't bring out. You getting these documents from someone else. Okay,
What you
but
mean?
my question, listen. My question
I
to
have
you is
hieroglyphics
simply,
to prove the same thing, buddy. So I mean,
okay,
I got hieroglyphics that I've translated myself. So
listen, man,
don't talk like that because
listen,
we can
bro,
go to straight hieroglyphics, but I don't think you'll even get it.
bro.
You lost
We
in that
all
Alfredo sauce. You're outclassed right now.
no
That's what's
stop.
happening. You
Hey,
don't
no.
know as much as you pretended to know
Hey,
up here.
bro. I'm not gonna keep you trying to tell you to mute. But look at it like this. We know Noah didn't actually build a boat. It was a metaphor for you having a relationship with God because it's called a ship. So Noah was the carpenter, which was the spiritual builder, to bring forth a place so people can rest and not be a part of God's wrath. This is why the scriptures say, as in the days of Noah, so will it be what? In the days of what? The Son of Man. So right now, just as you have Noah, which was a righteous man whose eyes were opened by God, this is why he built the ark, brother. So we know this. This is why when I ask you, did Noah actually build an ark? This is my question to you. Do you believe that before you get a document, if you got a document, you got a document. But all my question was to you was, do you actually believe Noah physically built the boat from wood by himself?
First of all,
That's a
the
yes or no.
story.
Hold up.
I
That's a
already
yes or
answered that
no.
question. I said no. I know that the real story comes from Koshkosh, and there was nine destruction events, not just one. So they stole the one, the Ethiopians, the Cushites, stole the one destruction event, and there's 9 of them on this planet. They stole them from the Codices, homeboy. So I have the actual documents that proves what Noah's actual name is, and it was never Noah. It's Koshkosh, Cox. Later on, they called them Teotepacli or Tesbi, and then the Aztecs named him Nata, which the root word of Noah or no goes back to the root word na, meaning water. Ta means land, meaning the water came over the land. They took the story from the Americas and the actual Codis. So you don't know what you're talking about. You just making stuff up as you go along. And there are destruction events that happen on this planet. And that was describing one of them, but there's 9 of them. So your Bible don't contain all 9 of them. And I can prove that this is where you stole it from. And the real story is he didn't make a boat. He burrowed into the great cypress tree, which the great redwood. He burrowed into it and made the levels out of the inside of the redwood tree. That's the real story. And the boat landed on Kahulakan. So I know
Hey,
the
brother.
full story, homeboy. You're outclassed in this whole
You don't
situation.
believe?
You're not on this level, homie.
Hey,
I got the
bro.
documents. Well, you want to provide the documents
Hey,
or not, man?
listen,
I got the documents
bro.
to prove what I'm saying right here.
Hey, listen. You don't believe what you're saying. You don't believe the
Man, I got the
ownership.
documents. Here go Dr. Louis T. Nealon of the Forestry Department,
Bro, slow
University
down.
of
Bro,
Florida, right here.
Hey, brother.
Man, you a lying ass and your feet stink. Yo, listen, the sun is back, y'all. So if you listening to this trash still right here, the
Hey,
sun,
bro.
the actual sun, our father is back on deck. So we about to get our gifts back. You can't get them listening to this trash right here from this dude right here. I'm gonna let you know that right now, y'all. We can get our gifts back if you're willing to do the real work. And it's not in this stupid ass Bible that this man got. The real
See,
enlightenment on the planet.
if you really had the juice, you ain't gotta come like that. Cause he know he'll finna get. So this is what I was gonna ask him. Show me a king, because I can show you a physical man that proclaimed to be the Negus in the 1800s. So if the real people had it, why they were proclaiming this in America? Why nobody can show me a king that proclaimed the N-word as what they call us? Why can't nobody show me a king? You can't show me no king. I can show you multiple kings that proclaim the N-word. He can't do that. He can show a document though. Hey y'all, hey, this ain't no more Disneyland. This ain't no more Wizard of Oz. Guess what? We done pulled the what? And you know, in the Wiz, they had to remove the cover, and you found out who was speaking was some bullshit. And what he was speaking was some bullshit, y'all. So man, I got all kind of videos with me showing kings who proclaim Negus. I can't keep saying it because TikTok going, you know. But we do have another guest, y'all, so I know I was gonna hey, peace.
Define on us, man. What going on?
What's going on? Peace.
I'm watching your prompt, your hardy.
Say it again.
What? I say I'm watching the prop, your hardy. What make you think the indigenous Americans are Africans?
Oh well, it's the reason why they call us the N-word. You gotta echo.
Why is that?
Now, you ever heard of N-word, Negus?
Negus or Naga?
Yes.
Yeah, it means king.
Who do they call that word?
That is the that would be the Aztecs.
That would be the African Americans.
No, correct is right, but they are not African Americans. The American Indian was reclassified to black, colored, Negro, and now African American today, but they are not African Americans.
Brother, hold up. That's not even the argument. The argument is, who else do they call the N-word on the face of this earth today?
Yeah, well, they turn it into that kind of slang, but they didn't know what the words mean because all the languages.
Hey, hotel. I'm gonna ask you one more time.
All the languages come from the Americas.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. Who else do they call the N-word on the face of the earth?
The Aboriginal American Indian. Nobody else.
Okay, so they connect us to East Africa without we even trying to connect ourselves to East Africa, right?
But why would we believe what they tell us when all the cultures come from the Americas and not Africa?
Brother, they never told African Americans they was from East Africa. We have been told we from West Africa. So
it doesn't matter what they tell you.
Let me make this clear. They have never told, and matter of fact, most. Hey, bro, you gotta go on mute when I speak because you got to echo. So, and matter of fact, all the African movements, all our revolution movements was connected to East Africa from the 1920s all the way up into the 70s. Was connected to East Africa.
Nonsense.
So, huh?
Nonsense.
Shit. Before that,
Pangea is not real.
The what?
Pangea was never real.
We're not talking about Pangea. We talking about why we are called a name that come from Africa, but we not from Africa.
Because they're trying to disenfranchise. Listen, they're trying to disenfranchise the royal bloodlines. That is why they tell you from Africa. That's what the Pan-African, the FBA, and all of these things is about. But we are not Africans because if you look at the genetics, two white people cannot lay down and make an African. Two Africans cannot lay down and make the American Indian because the genetics different. The Caucasians have a 6 genome sequence, the Africans are 9, so they cannot make them. We have 12 and 15 genome sequence, the Africans are 9. Them cannot make us. We are not them. When you look at a genetical aspect of things, then when you look at the cultures, right, it comes from the Americas. It didn't come from Africa. You see? So them calling you African American is to reclassify the Aboriginal people so they can take your lands and your culture. You see.
So they took America from us, right? That what you saying?
No, they're trying to take America from us, but they can't take America from us. Once you perpetuate the ideology of what they're telling you, then they're going on.
Brother, hey, can you hear? Hey, look, I want to ask you this.
Calm down.
Hold up. I want to ask you this. I want to ask you this. Show me a king.
Calm down.
Show me a king or name a king that was in America that was called King of Kings.
That is where the name Khan comes from. Khan means king. American.
Brother.
The word America comes from the word Tam. Hold on.
Hotel.
You don't know.
Hotel, brother. Hotel. Listen, bro. The question I asked you was to name me a king who called themselves King of Kings from America. That's all I want you to do. Name me a king. Tell me a king. Give me a date. Tell me what he was.
Well, you don't understand, right?
Because if we were so powerful and so strong, nobody can ever take our mark away.
Divine Auditors, just can I interject just for a second?
No.
Okay.
No, hold on. Let me say this. This is why I was telling you, if you were so chosen and made such a mark and created everything, nobody can ever erase what you did. Now they can take over, but they can't erase it. So if everything in America about the kings and queens have been erased, then it wasn't that powerful. Because
what makes you think? What makes you think it erased?
So listen, just let me make my point. So just like the kings in Ethiopia, they couldn't erase what they did. They can try to hide it. They tried to bury it, but they could never bury it because it was so strong. The president is so strong. Ethiopia have no kings. Huh?
There are no kings in Ethiopia. They never had. And there was.
It's no kings right now because as it was written, David's throne have to be repaired. That's the prophecy. That's the whole thing of Christ's return. Christ comes to return to build the throne.
That's your problem. That's your problem. You keep talking and you're not listening. You want to tell me what it is you know, but you ask my question and I answer.
One thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna be the host and get cut off. That's what I'm not gonna be the host and get cut off. Let's get that understood. So if you're gonna stay on here, then you're gonna let me land my plane when I speak. If not, I just go to the next guest. Because when I make these points, you're gonna have to rebuttal back to these points for us to keep having a conversation. Because I can go where you want to go, but we first have to walk together to where you want to go. I'm just not gonna let you keep just saying anything. Nah, that's not gonna work. Nah. So what I was trying to explain to you, if somebody was so powerful and so strong, their mark can never be just totally erased from the face of the earth. They can only bury it. They can hide it. But soon it will come to light because it's just that powerful. So when you deal with the Solomonic dynasty, when you deal with the Ethiopian kings, when you deal with the men and women that proclaim to be what? Kings of kings, not just a king, but a king of kings, and they proclaim the lion, what's on all government buildings. So when you have this history, you have the grave sites, you have the historical facts, you have the artifacts. But in America, you have no artifacts. Nobody has showed me no kings. Nobody has showed me no dynasty. So you can say all this, but you have to show and prove. Because
all right,
we can show and prove. I'm about to land my plane. Right. We can show and prove about the things of East Africa. We can show and prove why we are connected to East Africa. That's why they gave us the N-word. We didn't know
So
nothing
what?
about it. So
Host, that's
hold
absolutely
up,
incorrect information that
sis,
you're giving.
sis.
That's absolutely incorrect information. One of the
You're gonna have to wait your turn, sis. You're gonna have to wait your turn. If you want to stay on the panel, you gotta wait your turn. So, Hotel, my question to you: where are the kings, the queens that sat on thrones in America? That's all I want you to give me.
All right. Well, all right. Allow me to explain for a second. The kings and queens you're looking for are the people, the very people they call African Americans, right? They are the exact same people you're looking for. Now, secondly, you say America don't have no artifacts or structures or nothing to prove, which is a lie. America have more pyramids than the rest of the world combined. This is facts. You can go and look this information up yourself right now.
I asked you one question, brother. You could have answered my
Yeah, but
question. No. You're gonna answer my question, then you can go into your spiel. My question to you
I
again for
did
the third time.
answer your question. The
Name
American
me.
Indians
Name me,
are the
brother.
people, kings and
Brother,
queens.
brother, 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 brother. My question to you, before you say anything else, before you go to any kind of teaching, give
Right
me
in
a
America.
name
All of them
of.
right in America. All of us are
Okay,
kings and queens.
so we're
All of
gonna go
us.
to the next guest. Hold up. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the next guest hotel.
Yeah,
And
but
if you
hold
want to
on.
still stay up here, if you want to still stay up here, I'm gonna give you time to go do some research to bring me back
For
a
what?
name.
Why
No,
you don't go
no.
and look up how many pyramids are there in the Americas right now? Why you don't do
All right,
that right
hotel.
now?
Hey, hotel.
And
We're
two,
going to the next guest, brother. So we're gonna go to the sister. So I appreciate you coming up, sis. I want to get your standpoint. I think I know where you coming from, but you gotta come off mute, and I want to get your answer to this. African Americans come from Africa. Do you believe this, or are you against this? You gotta come off mute.
divine honors. Absolutely not. We're not from Africa. This has been proven
Okay.
already, and it
All
has
right.
been.
Oh, okay.
Please let me just
Hold up,
get
sis.
this
Hold up,
through.
sis. We up here to have a conversation. You know,
Right.
we up here to have a
Yeah,
we up here to have a
right.
Okay, I'm the
Right.
host, so I
Okay.
gotta understand where you coming from before I let you
Okay.
speak on my panel.
I'm not. Well, can you give me the proper
No, I can't
acknowledgement to?
give you the flow. I can't give you the flow to my audience until I understand what's your
But
standpoint.
you keep interrupting me.
I have to know your standpoint.
Okay. Well, let me say it. Can I say it?
No. You don't have to say it because I have to ask you before you say it. You might say something else.
Okay.
I don't
Go
need you
ahead.
to say.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay. So you against this. So my
Absolutely.
next question. Like I asked the brother, have you ever heard of NEGUS?
Niggas. You talking about niggas? Niggas actually means
Okay,
two.
sis,
Yes, I
have you ever
have.
heard of it?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Okay. Do you know where it come from?
Yes, I do.
Where does it come from?
Negus is the name. It's more of a spiritual name for us, which
No,
they.
no, no, no. I say
Hold
where it
on,
come
I'm
from.
telling you where it come from. It came from the Americas. It came from the Khans.
Okay. All
It
right.
was a
Okay. Slow
royal.
down. Okay. All right. All right.
Can I tell you where it come from? It was a
You told me,
royal title. It was a royal title,
I
brother.
ain't say teach me. See, it's a difference. I say tell me, not teach me.
he just want to
I'm
hear your
telling you,
Tell
it
me.
come
answer.
from the Americas.
Okay. All right. So
You're not
that's it. I
listening.
heard you.
It comes from the Americas, and it simply means the Kundalini rising from out of the back of the spinal column, also known as Jacob's ladder.
Sis, this conversation only gonna work if we gonna be slow to talk. I'm asking you certain questions so I can get the flow of how this conversation gonna go. I'm gonna give you the floor, but I first have to fill you out to know your standpoint.
So if
I'm
you
just
don't
not
agree with
gonna
what you
sit back
say,
and just listen to you. I
you're
didn't came
not
up here to
developing
sit back
yourself.
and listen to somebody talk. Hey, hotel, I'm talking to the sister right now. So this is what I asked you where it come from. You say America, right? So if I showed you a king in the 1800s, his parents never been to America, he never been to America, and he proclaimed to be the Negus, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And he was here in 1868. He never been to America. You know, so he from East Africa. So how did he now show me somebody in America? Because they still had a throne in Africa in the 1800s. That's
Mansa
how powerful the
Musa.
throne.
Mansa Musa was a Marukan,
Sus.
not an African.
I'm talking about the 1800s. Just listen to me. The throne, like you said, it's a divine spiritual name. It's the
Right.
Kundalini. So
Right.
so you
Yeah,
telling me
people was disenfranchised at that time. So
We
there
have
was
never
no,
left.
hold up.
We have been reclassified. That's the issue that this man is trying to tell you that you refuse to listen to.
he don't want to hear anything more than what he want to hear. He wants to hear himself. It's okay, though.
Absolutely. You're not really hearing because you're Pan-African. And you want to push that narrative to disenfranchise us of our royal bloodline. And that
Sus.
stuff, them days are done.
Sus.
Because we know who we are.
Sus.
We are the children of the mighty Olmec Empire. You or nobody else will never be able to take that from us.
Hey, sus.
Brother, you fried.
You ready to
I'm
have a
telling you, wasting
conversation?
your time.
You ready to have a conversation, or you gonna keep your emotions?
I'm out of here because you pushing
Okay, that's what I
that
thought.
slave black African narrative, and that's
That's
over
what
with.
I thought.
You
Look how people hate. Like royal blood. I asked the brother for a name. I said, give me a name, brother. I can give names. No, nobody ever say, well, you give names, because shit, I already gave them. But you ask them for names, they can't give them. They can talk about everything else. Royal blood, America, royal, America, royal. Hey, give me a name. See, they acting like they treating America like the Jesus story. They just believe, they have no facts. That's what they want. That's what they want. They want to believe that, but they have no facts. They have no facts that they come from America, other than what? They live in America. That's the only facts they have. They live in America, so they come from America. That's it. She clearly said the N-word come from America, and the Kundalini, that's the Kundalini. So you telling me the Kundalini went in America in the 1800s? The Kundalini wasn't strong because the Kundalini was in Africa in the 1800s. So that Kundalini must have been stronger than the one in America. You see, so all this, y'all, like I say, is causing division, simply, really. If you want to be from America, say you want to be from America. But why you see I just talked about Africa? You talk about that Africa bull slavery shit. We all know the N-word come from Africa, y'all. We know that. But I got another guess. We all know the N-word come from Africa. We all know that. All 73, even the sister know that. Deep down, she know the N-word come from Africa. She don't want it to. Just like deep down, people know Jesus ain't come out of the sky. They fell for it. Oh, so the guess. So, like I say, that be my simple break the ice for people. If I ask you the question is, where the N-word come from? First of all, do you know the N-word? Where it come from? If you say it come from America, I already know this conversation ain't going long. You're gonna be just like the sister, you're gonna get very emotional because you don't want to be real with yourself. You know it don't come from Africa. I mean, you know it don't come from America. So if we the only people that they call the N-word, why did they call us the N-word? You know, why? The question is answered. The question is answered. I don't have to put no more emphasis on it. The question is answered when those things are said. And nobody can give proof, y'all. So it's just, it's almost like the same psychological effect of the Jesus story. Making people believe in something they can't prove, but they want to fight for it. They want to die for it, and they can't prove nothing. They can't prove nothing. And mad at the person that got the facts. Like I created it. Man, it's sad, y'all. It's sad, man. It's but like I say, y'all, these are the people that try to push that narrative. They ain't got no facts. That's what they gotta do. You better run for it, run for it. What they want me to say? I'm out of here. I knew they couldn't stand the heat when they came in the kitchen. But I let them in because sometimes kids gotta learn. You touch the stove, it's hot. If you touch the stove, it's hot. But man, bro, it's crazy how a generation of people hate Africa with the most resources, and we don't have nothing in America. We don't have nothing in America. Nothing. We have nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we holding on to America. You know what kind of, see, a lot of people need to go to the courts and see how people getting sentenced and like, I'm like, boy, but that's it's written. It's written. That's why I really don't be tripping, because it's written. This is the kind of people we gonna deal with. You calling us African Americans? Why don't you go to Africa? I'm in Africa right now, brother. I'm in Kenya. I'm in Africa right now. And a lot of y'all talking about Africa, never been. This is my first time, but I'm here. A lot of y'all never stepped foot on the continent. And see, a lot of this really on social media, man. A lot of people is coming back to Africa to experience what Africa is really about, to see things for themselves. Man, like I said, just break the barriers, y'all. It's a lot of barriers, a lot of mountains, a lot of hills that's in our way, until people pave the way. So people is what? Paving the way. So yeah, I'm reporting live from Africa. So like I said, but people, just to not even been to a continent, to hate it so much when it has so much to offer, it's ridiculous. All the nations of the world is getting rich off Africa, while you saying F Africa. This is what you have been taught. This is what you have been fed by your colonizer. This is why you think this way. You think this way because you hold the colonizer information. Whether you read the Bible, whether you follow Egyptology, whether you are part of any religion, this is exactly why you have those thoughts. Because the same people that teach you not to love Africa is the same people that's getting rich, filthy rich off Africa. You know how Elon make his electric cars that everybody riding in? He get his minerals from Africa. He don't get them from America. You know where oil come from? Africa. Well, I won't say oil in general. They got oil all over the world. But majority of the oil, y'all, is in Africa. Where's the Middle East? Africa. It ain't in America. So when you talk about all these things, y'all, we know we ain't gonna talk about gold. We already know that, y'all. Why do you think British got so much gold? What was Great Britain? From the 1800s to now, where have Great Britain been? Africa. But I've taught you and made you believe. Forget that, made us hate Africa, or made y'all hate Africa. And a piece of land. You hate a piece of land? It's like, that's how you know it's true. Because you hate it. That's how you know it's true. You know it's true because you hate it. You hate it. That's how you know it's true, man. It's just sad, y'all. Any more guests, y'all? Any more guests? We're reporting live from Nairobi, Kenya, y'all. We holding it down in Nairobi, Kenya. If you're in Ethiopia, we'll see you soon. If you are in Ethiopia, we will see you soon. But right now we are in Kenya, Nairobi. So I had the hotels come up tonight, huh? They mad, y'all. They mad. We from Africa. And most people want to stay in America, y'all, because they comfortable, man. And they don't care, we have been raised not to care about one another. Let's get that fact. And since we have been raised that way, a lot of that energy, a lot of that thought process is self. This is why in the scripture it says it's going to be lover of thyself. So, like right now, people say, I can live in America, big house, nice car. I ain't got shit to worry about. I can do that right now. Life is much, man, when you see life, why do you think people like J. Cole ride in the same car, wear the same shoes? He got millions of dollars, but he dressed a certain way because he found life. When you find life, when you find life, you can't be selfish. That's what we don't truly understand. You can't be selfish once you find life. Some people say, well, all nature do is give. Nature constantly gives. You constantly get the water. You constantly breathe the air. You constantly take in from the sun. You constantly take it from nature. Constantly. So what is nature always doing? Giving. Because what's in nature is life. So when you really understand life, y'all, truly understand life, man, it's it's an action. It's an action. So we don't have that life. When you are so-called unalive, you don't give. What you gonna give? You don't have nothing to give. You ain't living. You don't have life. So you don't have nothing to give. And that's where a lot of people at. So since we are that walking dead, that selfish mind frame, that I love myself, everything is for myself, that's the way I mind things. This is why people don't want to go back to Africa. Because, okay, you got a house, you got a car. I bet you probably working every day. Most people, you probably working every day. I ain't lying. Georgia is the only place I seen us where we are living like, I'd be like, something going on in Georgia. Something going on in Georgia. I don't know what it is, something going on. But most people who even have these things, you got to work a lot to maintain it. You don't have millions and millions in the bank. And so maintain it. And don't have kids and all these. So that's like life. That's what. So the Going Africa thing is totally not on people's minds because what? They worry about their material things. This is why people love America. You're dealing with a generation who love America so much because of strictly material things. This is what they have attached themselves to, and they don't want to let it go. So they'd be like, going to Africa, you out your mind. And a lot of them never been. That's the sad part about it. So like I say, y'all, but this generation, the barriers are being broken, man. People are breaking these barriers, traveling all over the world, seeing things, going places, to really stop the mind frame of what we think about America, man, because you just ain't woke if you think America is it. You just ain't woke. And a lot of people have been schooled with this, I'm an American Indian. You got Indians in East Africa. They wore feathers. You know nothing about them. You don't know nothing about the Indians in America. We Indians, show me an Indian ancestor that look just like a what? N-I-G-G-A. Show me one. I can show you some people in Africa look just like the N-I-G-G-A. They got feather hats on. And matter of fact, you even got a 13 tribe. You even got a 13 tribe in Ethiopia. You got the 13 colonies in America, but you got the 13 tribes in Ethiopia. We don't know nothing about it. Look it up. 13 distinct tribes in Ethiopia. Look it up. And this is not all part of Ethiopia. This is a little section of Ethiopia. So like I say, y'all, it just, like I say, man, we got to humble ourselves. That's why it says only the babies what's going on. I hope you understand that so much right now. Only the babes will get it. And man, that's so much of an understatement right now. The babes, y'all. And the babes, they getting it. You know, they're the ones that's truly getting this information, man, and being at rest. And, you know, respecting God's Sabbath day, appreciating God's Sabbath day. You know. Because there's a lot of people disrespecting God's Sabbath day. You know what it is if you don't keep the Sabbath day holy. You know what's written if you don't keep the Sabbath day holy, y'all. And a lot of people don't accept the holy information. And the holy information comes from God. But they don't accept it. That's why they don't find rest. That's why they keep looking in the book. You know. They keep waiting for something to come out of the sky. They don't have rest. You know. But no more guests, y'all. Like I say, man, I'm just coming to keep the algorithm up, y'all. They blocking my live, so keeping the algorithm lit, you know, so people can know where we at, what we doing. Hopefully connect with us while we're in the motherland. You know, that's really what these lives for, to keep. I know I had stopped going live for a little while. So I'm just trying to get the algorithm back up, y'all. That's really what this is for, man. And keep the energy, y'all. Keep the energy pushing. Keep the energy pushing, y'all. So to all the haters, much love, family. Salute, salute. One love. And all the watchers, what's up? You know, but if I ain't got no more guests, y'all, I'm probably out of here, man. Catch me next time. But if you're if you're on the East Coast, y'all, of Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, you know, don't be afraid to get rid of y'all. You know, we're looking to connect. If you're a revolutionary, Pan-African, you know, get with us, y'all. But on that note, as always, I hope the Father has circumcised your hearts and ears for the message. Peace and blessings.